Leaked texts seem to show far-right MAGA influencer Jake Lang, 31, was texting a man pretending to be a 15-year-old girl on Instagram. So the whole thing was like a cheesy sting operation. But Jake Lang thought it was a 15-year-old girl. And yes, Jake is a J6er. Jake is a racist, degenerate piece of crap. There he is. What an idiot, dude. Dude. It says prosecute ICE. I mean, I'm not even going to listen to him. Dude, look, what is with the haircut, bro? Why do all of these MAGA losers have like really shitty Lego hair? Like, what is it, dude? His haircut, it looks like he's like a third grader, right? Doesn't it? Isn't this the haircut that like a Sunday school teaching mom gives her like, you know, 6-year-old boy? So, like, and she like gives him the fucking Where's Waldo haircut. That's totally the haircut, right? It is. It's like not even good Lego hair. It's totally like my mom teaches Sunday school, and she comes and like licks my hair to make sure it goes around my ears nice. Oh, and she lays out my undies for me. Oh, thank you, mommy. Dude, homeschool. Totally. Dude, why? Why is it all of the Republicans? It is like every Republican. It doesn't matter if they're like Benny Johnson gay or if they're Russell Brand straight. Every Republican is a grapist and a Lester, right? They're like Lestering the kids. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what the hell, dude? Every single one. Here we go. We have Jake Lang says, you come into my next protest in Texas? And the person replies, I can if you want me to. Yes, what's your number? Can we talk on here instead, or you only text? I have too many DMs. Text only, sweetie. I can't read what it says up there. I was something at the gym. I'm laying down now. What did your mom say? How old are you, by the way? I'll ask tomorrow. He says, I just turned 30, honey. Why are you up so late, young lady? Nice. And I don't know. I be a night owl. I might be too young for you. LOL. How old are you, baby? Unless you're under 18, I don't care. And then the person says, I'm 15. LOL. Now that is when you should be like, bye-bye. Right? No, thank you. But look at this. When do you turn 16? Right? Like that. What a weird response right there. Okay, when do you turn 16? What is that? Is that an age of consent thing? I mean, dude, he's 30, right? Yeah, dude, the off-ramp should be, as soon as they say I'm 15, LOL, the off-ramp should be, wow, you know, you seem very precocious for your age. Good luck. But like, you know, I'm way, way too old for you. But instead, the response is, when do you turn 16? Okay. And then she said, in 6 months, I won't get you in trouble if that's what you're worried about. I can keep a secret. And then he tags that with a heart, bro. Like, dude, WTF, Jake Lang, you fucking dumbass. Dude, why all of them? He didn't like it. He like loved it. Liking it would be giving it a thumbs up. He gave it the heart, okay? Liking it is just a thumbs up, or you could do a ha, right? He gave it the, oh, sweetie, oh, come here, just like Trumpy, oh, how old is she? Dude, why? Why is it all of the Republicans? It is like every Republican. Every Republican is a grapist and a Lester. It's like, what the hell, dude? Every single one. They think they are hyper masculine, but the thing about that is that's not even masculine. You know what I'm saying? That's not even masculine. That's like predatory. That is like, you know, like trying to shoot fish in a barrel. It's really, you know what it is? It's about how insecure these people are, right? It is about their latent insecurity and their latent feelings of powerlessness, where they get off on being like intellectually more capable than these young people with like half-formed brains. Okay? It's like a power thing. Like they can't manipulate an adult, right? But a young person, their cheesy, like, you know, grade school manipulations will work. That's what it is, man. It's like a weird, they're so powerless, they're so weak that they just look for somebody that they can try and take power over with their ridiculous pea-sized brains, because they have brains like the size of a fucking monitor lizard. That's it. Dude, it's like you look at like a MAGA brain and it's like, dude, it's like looking through a marble. Okay? It's about this big and you shake it, there's fucking nothing in there, bro. Wow. Okay, so then he says, what state do you live in? I can't see you till you're 16. And they say, Arizona. I just moved here. So, and then they sent some photos, right? Photos with the last one where they announced their age. And then they sent a photo here. I can't see you till you're 16, dude. Dude.
Jake Lang, 1770.
What the hell, bro? All right, let's see what we got here.
Jake Lang, 1776, has been in the news for doing tons of shit. As it turns out, he's interested in young underage women. A friend of mine, Arlen, aka the Zerg, does underage things. It turns out Jake Lang was stupid enough to give him his number and creepy enough to interact with him, thinking that he was a 15-year-old girl. They started working on this back in November when they followed Jake Lang's account. Jake Lang reached out and said, "You coming to my next protest in Texas?" Jake immediately goes for the phone number. Now I want to make it apparent that these profiles are very clearly belonging to high school students. I obviously can't show you the profile because that would blow the entire operation, but they always have some sort of high school and some throwback to being in high school. But it gets worse. Jake insisted to move it to text message conversation. He said, "I have too many DMs. Text only, sweetie." Decoy gives phone number in this message. Jake gets chatty. "How old are you, by the way?" the decoy asks. He says, "I turned 30, honey." "Why are you up so late, young lady?" "How old are you, baby? Unless you are under 18, I don't care." The decoy says, "I'm 15," and sends a selfie. And he sends possibly the creepiest message a 30-year-old grown fucking man could send to a 15-year-old. He says, "When do you turn 16?"
Dude,
the decoy then says,
dude, that's really it, right? I mean, you know what I'm saying? That's really that's the kicker right there. You know why that's the kicker, guys? Here's why that's the kicker. Because it makes it seem as though he's had a lot of experience doing this. That he knows 16, right? He knows the general age of consent, right? It is like a normal human being would, of course, flee. And even if they were creepy, they like if they were doing it for the first time, they might tread in there lightly as a degenerate. But the fact that he instantly zeroes in on the 16 because he knows that 16 is like safe, and then later he's like, "What state are you in?" means you just know that this guy has f***ed around with 16-year-olds in the past. You just know it. You don't walk around like checking if people are 16 years old. You just don't do that unless you are an experienced scammer. I don't understand why people even like venture around in that territory. If you go back to the 80s and 90s when people were fucking degenerates and everybody was getting away with everything, it's like it made more sense because those people were most likely going to get away with it, right? Because everything was so degenerate and horrible back then. And again, it doesn't excuse it, But at least those people that were doing it, they like knew they were getting away with it. But like now, like on leaving like messages on Instagram or phone messages doing this shit, like how are you not going to get caught? Like literally in today's modern world, if you are 20 years old and you're fucking around with talking to a 14-year-old, the whole world's going to find out about that shit. Like you have to be dumb as a bucket of shit to be doing this stuff now in the internet world where everything is written in ink. People get canceled every fucking day. You know what I mean? It's like, how dumb do you have to be? Like you have to be like pathologically stupid to be doing that shit. So this is Jake Lang. He replies to this. And he says, text between Alex Rosen and myself this morning. Nice fake setup, groypers, but I wouldn't even allow this person to attend my protests until they were 16. Nothing else was discussed except going to a protest. Obvious phishing scam that my team caught right away and deterred. And he says, were those messages real? I'm just asking before anything. And he says, Nick Fuentes went on a 10-minute vicious rant about me on his show yesterday, so the Groyper army has been attacking me with dozens of phishing hoaxes and scams. My lawyers are gathering everything now and preparing to strike back hard now. Bet. Well, were those texts you being for real or fucking around? My team, who does my DMs from out of the country, suspected I was being phished. I confirmed it by asking their age and telling them the legal boundaries. Never spoke to them again after that. Dude, telling them the legal boundaries? Dude, I can't see you till you're 16. I'm sorry, that's not a legal boundary there, dumbass. Makes sense. And what do you mean phished? They were talking about coming to my protest and then switched, trying to rope the conversation into something illegal, and we pulled the plug. But that's not what happened, guys. Okay? I mean, come on now. Because he said that they were trying to like fish. But if you look at this, if you look at the text, he was asking if they're coming to the protest and he asked for their number. Okay, that was clearly a high school person, but he reached out to them. Are you coming to my protest? What's your number? I don't do Instagram DMs. I do phone only. Right? You know what I mean? And then he's the one who said, like, you know, how old are you? Right? I mean, there was nothing that was steered by this person. This was all like Jake, all his doing. But what made us refer to this girl? What made you refer to this girl? I don't know why he says us. What made us refer to this girl as honey and baby? Never once was there a pet name used after this Fisher identified their age. No talks we had other than them coming to a protest. Right? Yep, agreed. Can you send me the full chats from your end? I'd like to see what was said after her age from her end. That guy that fished specifically sets people up for clicks. He says the chat was cleared, but I know for a fact that the last message that was sent was the one that said, I can't see you. The full text thread has been posted. The chat was cleared. Like, why would you clear a chat? Right? Like, think about that. If you think you're being fished by somebody that's going to set you up with an underage scam, these groypers trying to ruin you, why would you delete the chat? Yes, that chat, the chat was fully exonerated. Dude, the chat has been exonerated. Oh my God, dude. Yeah, I'm not really buying that shit. Now, there's another thing I do want to point out here. One of the things about this that is really problematic and not working in his favor is the fact that the part of the ruse is the fact that the profile of the girl is very clearly a high school age girl. So Jake Lang, if you look at this, Jake Lang starts it by saying, you coming to my next protest in Texas. He's the first message here. He went into her DMs and said, are you coming to my protest in Texas, my next protest? But like the person whose DMs he went into was very clearly a high school girl. If you go to her Instagram page, that's how these ruses work. So he went into the DMs of a girl that looked very clearly like she was a high school girl. And he went in there to see if she was coming to the protest. And then he asked her for her phone number to move it off of Instagram. So there you go. Anything beyond that is like, why you in her DMs at all? Why are you in her DMs at all? Period. Right? He knew what he was doing. Dude, what a scoundrel. But this is all of them, dude. It is literally all of the MAGA people. Every MAGA person is a fucking degenerate, dude. Every single one of them. What is up, guys? Thank you so much for watching. You like the video, you want to support independent resistance media, you know what to do. Drop that sub, hit the like button, and please share it. And we do love our members, so if you want to become a member, it's another really great way to support. Thanks again for everything, guys. I'll see you next time. Let's go.